In this lesson, we will read in a data file and prepare it for its use in subsequent lessons, where we will get to learn the filtering and pivot table functionality of Excel. We go to File and open the file Summer Olympic Medals 1976 to 2008. So this file consists of all the medals received from the Montreal 1976 Olympics to Beijing 2008 Olympics. So the very first column, column A, is the city where the Summer Olympics were held, the year they were held in, the particular sport to which the medal belongs to, the discipline within the sport. For example, the sport aquatics may consist of diving, swimming, water polo, and so on. The specific event for the medal, the person who won the medal, the gender of the person who won the medal, the country to which the person belongs. The country is given in terms of 3-letter codes. The event gender, that is, that particular sport, that particular event, was it a men's event, a women's event, or was it a gender neutral event? And finally, the medal one, gold, silver, bronze. If you would notice, this file is not sorted in any particular order. So let's begin by sorting this file in an appropriate manner. So I select the entire first row, then do a Shift Control down arrow, and it selects the entire file. Notice this is a big file spanning across 15,317 rows. I go to Data, Sort, and then I'll sort by, notice I have headers as my first row, so I make sure my data has headers boxes checked. So I sort by year, that will be my first level of sorting, smallest to largest year. Then I'll add a level to the sorting. So add level, and after year I'll sort it by the sport. And within sport, I'll sort it by discipline. So I'll add another level, discipline, and all from lower to higher order. I do an OK. And the file is now properly sorted. Year, then sport, and then discipline. This file, if you look at the bottom left-hand side, has more than one worksheet. Worksheets in a file can be thought of as pages. Just as you have many pages in a book, you can have many worksheets in an Excel file. This particular file has two worksheets. One worksheet, which is currently open and I'm looking at, is called medal list. The other worksheet is country codes. The advantage of having multiple worksheets is that it helps organize your data. For example, if you run a business, one worksheet could have all your sales data, the other worksheet could have your inventory data, the third worksheet could have your cost data, and so on. You could add more worksheets to the file by going to the worksheet tab and then doing a left click. So notice another worksheet has been added, sheet 3. If I do another left click, another worksheet has been added. I could also rename these worksheets by doing a right click and going to rename. I could rename it as my worksheet, and so on. So that's how I could add worksheets. I could also delete worksheets. So for example, if I don't want sheet 4, I do a right click, delete. That worksheet is deleted. I could also delete my worksheet, which I have created. Right click, delete. So the second worksheet that this file has is called country codes. And this worksheet contains the country code, the 3-letter country code, and the corresponding country. We'll use this data to update data in our first worksheet, which is called medal list. Remember, with multiple worksheets, you could do calculations across worksheets. That is, a function or a command in one particular worksheet can access data in another worksheet. So let's go to medal list. And what we wish to do is, we wish to replace this country code with the actual country. So I insert a column here and call it country. Next, I'll use a VLOOKUP function in Excel to look up the corresponding country which corresponds to this 3-letter code. And the lookup table is in the next worksheet, which is country codes. So I do a is equal to VLOOKUP, open parenthesis, I wish to look up the country code, comma, where do I want to look it up? It's in my next worksheet. Remember, as I mentioned, functions and commands can work across worksheets. So I go to country codes, I select this data. So I select this data, which is the first column is the 3-letter country code. Next column is the corresponding country. Then I do a comma. So once my 3-letter code from the worksheet middle list is matched up to this lookup table, the very first column of the lookup table, I wish to read the next column. So I give a number 2 there because the second column from the very first column needs to be accessed. And I want a fixed reference, that is an exact match. Hence I give a false there, close parenthesis. And also, since I'll be copying and pasting this formula, I want a fixed referencing to this lookup table. So I insert $signs in my range reference. And now my formula is all ready. I do an enter. And the very first country is East Germany. I can now copy and paste it all the way down. So all the countries are now put in that column. This file is now ready for further analysis using the filters and pivot tables functionality of Excel.